UFC is back in Canada, Montreal to be exact. First time in 10 years. Pretty weak pay-per-view if we're being serious, but two title fights at the top, can't really complain. And as always, plenty of money to be made. Let's get into it. First fight of the night was supposed to be Benoit Saint Denis versus Joel Alvarez. Joel Alvarez is out with a hand injury, so he was replaced by Kyle Propolic. I don't know if they're going to keep this fight on the main or move it. Either way, no props have dropped yet for this fight because of the last minute scheduling. So we're going to go over the featured prelim instead, which I could also see them moving to the main eventually. Either way, Mike Malott versus Charles Radke. Malott is 11-2-1. That's 4-1 in the UFC. Radke is 10-4. That's 3-1 in the UFC. Both guys have won 7 of their last 8 fights. Malott, 33 years old. Radke, 34 years old. So again, I have no official play on this. When I put out the 60-second breakdown, they had just announced that Joel Alvarez was out. Still didn't have a replacement, so no official play, but there's a lot of props I like on this fight, so we'll go through them. Fight end by KO, plus 115. 43% of their combined wins have come by KO, and both guys have been KO'd twice before. Over 2.5 rounds is plus 135. Malott's only hit it 3 times in his 14-fight pro career, but he has hit it in 2 straight fights. And Radke has hit it 5 times in his 15 pro fights, so kind of hits it every once in a while. Malott by finish at plus money, plus 100. 10 of his 11 pro wins have come by finish, and Radke has been finished in his last 2 losses. And if you like the dog here, Radke moneyline plus 190. He's only lost to Carlos Pratis in the UFC. Malott didn't really look great his last time out against Trevin Giles. Malott also going to look to take this fight to the ground. Radke, 100% takedown defense. So, maybe he hasn't been shot on that much, but it's an interesting little wrinkle there. I'm just saying, Charles Radke could be a live dog. Next fight of the night, we got Alexa Grasso taking on Natalia Silva. So Grasso is 16-4-1. That is 8-4-1 in the UFC. Silva is 18-5-1. That is 6-0 in the UFC. Grasso is winless in her last 2 fights, but she was on a 5-fight win streak before that. Silva has won 12 straight fights. Grasso, 31 years old. Silva still just 28 years old. So I'm going to play it safe here, what I think is safe, and take the over 2.5 rounds. It's minus 350. Grasso's hit it in 4 of her last 5, and Silva's hit it in 3 of her last 5. Personally, I do think Silva probably wins this by decision, but I was like, there's a chance Grasso upsets her. Let's just take the over 2.5. If you guys are looking for anything else to take, Natalia Silva moneyline, minus 200. Grasso hasn't won a fight in 2 years. Silva actually has more top 10 wins at flyweight than Grasso does. She has 3 top 10 wins. Grasso only has 2. And Silva hasn't lost in 7 years. I mean, this feels like a changing of the guard. Even though Grasso's still young, only 31 years old. It just feels like the younger generation coming to take over. Silva by decision, which again, I think is probably how the fight ends, minus 145. So you'd have to parlay it. 4 of her 6 UFC wins have come by decision, including 3 straight, and Grasso has lost by decision 3 times before, including her last fight. And if you do like the dog, I mean, I get it, dude. Alexa Grasso moneyline here, plus 195, pretty tempting. She's only lost to champions in the last 7 years. She'll be Silva's toughest test to date. Could be worth throwing a little sprinkle on. I'm just saying. She just lost to Shevchenko. It's not a bad loss at all. Next fight of the night, we got Jose Aldo taking on Amin Zahabi. Weird matchmaking here, but, we've already been through it. Aldo, 32-9. He is 14-8 in the UFC across featherweight and bantamweight. This will obviously be at bantamweight, where he is 4-4 in the UFC. Zahabi is 12-2. That is 6-2 in the UFC. Aldo has won 3 of his last 5. Zahabi, though, has won 5 straight. Aldo, 38 years old. Zahabi, not far behind, 37 years old. So, dude, I honestly thought Jose Aldo would be a dog in this fight. I'm not going to lie. And all week, I was like, I'm going to take Jose Aldo as a dog. And then I saw the odds on it, and he's like a pretty hefty favorite. So, it totally changed my mind. Riding with the over 2.5. It's minus 345. Throwing it in a parlay. I'll get to the parlay. Aldo's hit the over 2.5 in 9 straight fights, and Zahabi's hit it in 4 of his last 6 fights. So I definitely like this one to go long. Again, I thought Aldo would be the dog, but if you guys are looking to take him, he is minus 210 right now. You could throw him in a parlay. He's coming off that split decision loss to Mario Batista, but 9 of 18 media members scored that fight for him. your boy included. Not that I'm one of the media members, but I definitely scored that shit for Aldo. Besides that loss, he's only lost to champions and title challengers in the UFC. And Zahabi doesn't even have a win over anyone in the top 15. 3 of Aldo's last 5 wins came to current top 15 guys. So this is a big step up for Zahabi, even though Aldo's 38 years old. Another prop I like, Aldo by decision. This is how I see this one going. It's minus 125, so you still have to parlay it. Kind of hefty for a method of victory, but whatever. All 4 of his bantamweight wins have come by decision, and Zahabi's last loss came by decision. And I didn't put it down here, but Zahabi as a dog, I do feel like is on the table here. I'm not going to lie. I don't want to root for him, but it's on the table. He's Canadian. I believe he's from Quebec too, Just saying. Co-main event. We got the flyweight title fight. Valentina Shevchenko versus Manon Fiorot. It's Manon Fiorot to me, but every card it gets a little more. They just like take words or letters out of it, and they're like, yeah, that's how you say it now. So whatever, we're riding with that. Shevchenko, she's 24-4-1. That is 13-3-1 in the UFC across bantamweight and flyweight. This will obviously be at flyweight, where she is 10-1-1 in the UFC. Fiorot, whatever the fuck, is 12-1. That is 7-0 in the UFC. Shevchenko is unbeaten in 11 of her last 12 fights. The lone blemish there being when she got rear naked choked by Grasso, or I guess it was a neck crank. Either way, Fiorot has won 12 straight fights. Shevchenko, 37 years old. Fiorot, 35 years old. So no matter what, both of these women are going to be an over 35 champ. I know that stat doesn't apply to women, but still. I'm taking Chevy here, dude. She's a dog. Plus 145, Shevchenko money line. I'm taking that all day. In the last 15 years, she's only lost to champions. She's definitely more well-rounded. She's going to have a slight reach advantage. If she can get the takedown here, I think it's smooth sailing for Chevy. I don't know if she'll be able to get the takedown. That's really the what-if factor here. But at this price, plus 145, I'll take Chevy all day here. She did cash as a dog last time against Grasso. Let's do it again, Chevy. If you guys are looking for anything else to take, the over 4.5 is minus 300, so definitely parlay it. But this one probably goes long. Chevy's hit it in 5 straight fights, and Manon hit it in her lone 5-rounder that she was scheduled for in the UFC. And if you do like Fiorot, the favorite, just take her by decision. Plus 115. Half of her pro wins have come by decision, including 5 straight. And Shevchenko has lost by decision twice before, so it's definitely on the table. Main event, we got the welterweight title fight. Belal, remember the name, Muhammad versus Don Giacomo. Jack Della Maddalena, baby. Belal, 24-3 with 1 no contest. That is 15-3 with 1 no contest in the UFC. JDM, 17-2, 7-0 in the UFC. Belal is on an 11-fight unbeaten streak. JDM one up in that. He's won 17 straight. Belal, 36 years old. Again, over 35. I know he broke it the first time, just saying. JDM, 28 years old. So, by the way I read all that, you could see I'm rooting for JDM, but, my brain is still telling me Belal Muhammad's going to win this fight. So, I'm taking Belal Muhammad, money line, minus 194. I'm parlaying it with the over 2.5 in Alexa Grasso, Natalia Silva, and the over 2.5 in Jose Aldo, Ayman Zahabi. Gets us plus 151 for those 3. Belal, he's more well-rounded. He's got a good wrestling game. JDM was taken down 7 times in his last fight by Gilbert Burns. Gilbert Burns, not a bad wrestler, but Gilbert Burns is 37, 38 years old. So you're getting taken down by that, and now you got prime. I know Belal's 36, but he's in his prime, it feels like, right? So I don't know. Also, JDM's last 3 wins were all really close. He had those 2 close split decisions, and he did finish Gilbert Burns in that last fight. But he lost the first 2 rounds on 2 of the 3 judges' scorecards. So he was losing that fight going into the 3rd before landing the knee. Just saying. Belal has not lost since 2019. Again, I'm rooting for JDM, but betting-wise, I'm riding with Belal. Looking for anything else, take the over 4.5 is minus 170. Belal has hit it in 3 of the 4 5-rounders that he was scheduled for in the UFC. And JDM has not been scheduled for a 5-rounder yet in the UFC, but 2 of his last 3 have gone the distance, for what that's worth. Belal by decision is only plus 100. 18 of his 24 pro wins have come by decision, including 2 straight. And JDM by KO is plus 340. 12 of his 17 pro wins have come by KO, and Belal has been KO'd before.
I'm worth 100,000 like Woodrow. When a ball call me Wilson, going overboard at the Hilton.